Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon's Dogma with me, Bring It On. Aw man, banging got the killing blow. The good news is, death is dead. And we just got a level 3 weapon. Well, anticlimactic. But considering he only had 1 health left, it could have only been anticlimactic anyway. But now we're done with all the side quests, and we've completed every quest in the game except for some escort quests and one other side quest that prevented us from getting the hero... I think it's called the hero achievement. Because it didn't show up for me. I did go look for it, but it did not appear, and so I ended up missing it. That's interesting.
Pray permit me to help you if there is odd. If there is aught I can do, say. If there is aught I can pray.
Okay, let's see how these new daggers compare to her old daggers. Yeah, with no upgrades, they are better. Well, at least with physical damage. Oh, we got Boots of Shadow. It extends durations of your enemy holds. So the Shadow set, I think it's the Shadow Gloves that increases the Magic Knight's, I want to say Great Cannon damage?
If you've no doubt.
Pray permit me to help you if there is aught I can. If there is pray.
Alright, let's go wrap this up. One last adventure.
This. What's that? No one could have desired such destruction.
Force unseen calls out from the depths.
Alright, so I missed the ledge I was going after. I believe it's the very first one. We'll just follow the way through and reset.
Hello. Yes, at last. At last you've gathered the whole of them. With them, you can summon forth a rift of considerable power. This rift, born of the Wakestone's power, will guide you forward, Arisen. I fear there will be no returning to this place. Are you prepared to journey on?
Yes.
End this, Arisen. May the world be put right by your hand.
Well met, Arisen. I'll not waste time on rhetoric. Defeat me, and take my place as keeper of this world. You saw it awaiting you at the end of your descent. Aye, the same world you've traveled to arrive at this place. A world you may well now inherit. It is a simple proposition. No different than any you've faced. You need only the will to claim what is offered you. The will to survive.
Yes, fight, Arisen, as you e'er have fought in coming here. What is it that impels you? What force spurs you on? What sustained your wanderings and led you here? I ask you, what is it that makes you alive? 'Tis volition, unbending will. You are here because you willed it, Arisen. That alone has brought you here.
Consider the infinite potential. Just as you call forth forms, so I command all life into existence. Call it divine creation if you must, but expect none of the mercy men seek in their gods. This is cold truth, the unbending reality of a world without compassion. The world and all its denizens are but empty vessels. In that regard, no different than the pawns. Without volition, there is no true life. The world falls stagnant, dead as an ocean with no current to guide it. That volition is tempered by the struggle for survival. The decision, just like yours, to fight. Just as the pawns need a master's command, so the world thirsts for the will to live.
Let us continue, Arisen. Show that you are more than an empty vessel, animated by forces unseen. Show that the temper of your soul is strong enough to command far more than mere pawns. Show that your will is fit to bind the fraying circle of this world and hold it fast. Fight tooth and claw. Struggle now and cling to life. Show that living holds worth enough to fight for.
Got countered, man.
It is time to decide. Will you claim your right as Arisen? Or shrug the burden and seek peace in oblivion? Just so. One foot after the next, come what may. That is what it means to live. Turn back now, and I will grant you a merciful death. The choice is yours, Arisen. Yours alone.
'Tis a simple choice, Arisen. Step forward or retreat. Accept the quiet emptiness of a false peace, a false life.
I keep pre-buffing, but buffs don't last through cutscenes, so there's really no reason to. And I recognize that. It's not going to stop me from doing it, though.
Why not put an end to it? Praises of the quiet life are sung far too infrequent. That's a mite harsh, aye. Ever the noble one, you.
You're not without a home to return to. Why? What is it drives you so?
My, 'tis too great an honor for one of my stature.
Why this hesitation, sir? You've ought to protect, do you not? This is your answer, then.
I would beg you rest a while yet, but just as like it would hurt death. Instead, I ask only that you keep us in mind
There is always something. You seem collectively for some I could not follow. The sight of those I loved. All my
Is that going to swing again? Oh, he did. Nah, it caught me off guard. That jerk.
You are close now. So very close to me.
Come, Arisen. I shall meet you on your own terms, joined by my own companions of old. You stand now at its end, Arisen. See your journey through.
Here's Savan. You may recognize him from the beginning of the game.
Be victorious. Temper your soul in its heat. The forge of my heart grows cold. The world shivers. Arisen, forgive me. All I've done was to test your will. It is the fate of all Arisen. You and I are swept up in the current, same as the rest. Each tempers the volition of the next, and the endless cycle continues. And so, until the coming of a new soul fit to craft the will to live, someone like you. Until that day, may you guide the world ever justly. I present you with the Godsbane blade. Those who arise to oversee this world are undying, save by this brand's kiss. I ask that you, as the world's new Seneschal, use it now to vouchsafe freedom to your weary servant.
This bears the look of the world beyond the rift. A strong...
New crown sovereign and keeper of eternity. Grant me now this single boon. The fire of my life is spent in guttering. Give me freedom with the kiss of the Godsbane blade.
I'm not sure I finished my thought earlier. We were fighting Savan, or the Seneschal. He is the character you play as in the tutorial. The Arisen that you journey to, you see the dragon, you fight the Chimera. So he defeated his dragon, and in so doing, confronted the previous Seneschal and killed him and took his place, much like we're doing right now. The entire theme of this game is cycles, and we are currently perpetuating the cycle, doing the same thing that Savan did before us.
If there is aught you wish to know before my death, you need but ask.
Question the Seneschal.
My knowledge, as my all, is yours to take. What would you hear of me?
Also, neat little tidbit. I've never seen the cutscene, but if you lose to the Seneschal, you become a dragon. So the Grigori that we fought, I don't know if he's from our world. I assume that he is, because there are multiple worlds, there are multiple Seneschals, there are multiple dragons. And so the Seneschal creates dragons that fail to defeat him. The Arisen can also take up the deal like the Duke did, for power, wealth, glory, whatever they want. So there are multiple fates, and then those that fail in their quest or abandon their quest altogether become the drakes, the wyverns, and the worms that we fought throughout the game. And then Bitter Black Isle is a... I've always interpreted it as kind of a dimension between dimensions or between worlds. So a little bit from a bunch of different worlds was pulled to Bitter Black Isle by Damon's will. So what is the Seneschal?
The Seneschal is steward to the world. The world you traveled now rests in your care. Just as the Arisen calls pawn into being and sets them to motion, the Seneschal holds dominion over all living things. There are those who would call such a being Maker or God. I cannot deny the claim any more than affirm it. In the end, they are but words. Call it what you will. Such is the office I have served, just as those before me and you beyond unto eternity.
I fear this pawn cannot help you decide. This play...
New crown sovereign. The fire of if there is my knowledge as my all is yours to take. What would you hear of me?
How is the world composed?
The pawns exist astride the rift. They speak of a multitude of worlds, each infinite unto itself, limitless in span and lost to time. These worlds extend in an eternal, perfect loop. Just as a ring lacks start and end, so this world has no origin, no final terminus. If it does, they lie beyond our. We are prisoners of unpassing time, wandering an unending land. What lies beyond, we cannot know.
I've no words to offer you.
New crowns. If there is all, my knowledge, as my all, is yours to take. What would you hear of me?
What is eternity?
There is life in the world, and with it death. Naught lasts forever. Each rises and falls in its time. But such is a death akin to that of ponds. They appear in this world and vanish, only to appear again, like bubbles in a mountain spring. As so it is with all that lives within this eternal world. In time, you will come to see it happen under your watch, Seneschal. Each beast, each blade of grass, each human life is born to die and be born again in endless rhythm. Naught lasts forever, yet all persists unto eternity. New crowns. If there is aught you, my knowledge, as my all, is yours to take. What would you hear of me?
What is will?
Will is that which led you to this place, and that which turns the eternal wheel of the world. Along the endless string of life and death, there are some born with a hunger. They yearn for some other, better place. They are the Arisen, nascent fountainheads of will. And so the dragon is sent into the world to guide the Arisen, and refine them, to temper their wills into aught capable of sustaining the world. And so the cycle of our world has e'er continued.
Speak your mind, Master.
New crown. If there is aught, my knowledge, as you wish, Seneschal. Yours is the will that drives the world, the axis round which it turns. And turn it shall in perpetual peace. For as long as your will stands firm, and ere the day your soul runs dry, parched in the endless act of creation, another shall arise. The newly arisen will walk their path and come to you, as you have come to me. Until that day, I pray you'll guide the world justly. I am defeated, and in defeat my role is ended. Naught but an empty vessel remains. Pray, vouchsafe freedom to your weary servant. Grant me the mercy of the Godsbane blade. New crown sword. If there is aught you wish to know afore my death, you need but ask.
Wield the Godsbane blade.
Mourn me not, for I welcome the release. At long last, I am free of eternity, of infinity, free of the cruel, unending ring.
Alright, and thus sitting in the throne allows you to visit the world. This takes you back to the throne. You can't leave Casardis. Can't interact with anything either. You're nothing but a witness to those living their lives on the world. But you can create life. Can't grab them. Just a ghost. The reason in the beginning of this Let's Play I mentioned that I consider playing through New Game Plus a part of a full playthrough of the game is that when you beat the game again and you confront the Seneschal, it is your character from the previous playthrough. And so it brings the cycle full circle. When I first played this game and beat it, it wasn't until my second playthrough where I saw my previous character sitting on the throne that I connected the dots. I think it's just a really powerful moment after you play through the game twice and you see your previous character and you have to defeat them. And your previous pawn at that. It's a really, really powerful moment. Now, that's only if you play offline. If you play online, you face the last person to have defeated the Seneschal that was also online. So it may not be your character. So I highly recommend in New Game Plus to beat the Seneschal offline. The first time you face the Seneschal, it's always going to be Savan. And this is it. There is nothing else you can do except for break the cycle. As there's no Seneschal to take your place, the cycle is broken.
You're like me, aren't you? As my grandmother gave me life, she gave you yours. They gave us death, and with it, true life. This is the world she wanted for us.
So one thing I have not been clear on, because most of the Arisen you come across in the game I can kind of place in the story, though the witch, or the Arisen that Selene was the pawn to, I don't know her fate. In order to give her life like we did, she had to become the Seneschal, and then use the Godsbane blade on herself. The rest of the Arisen, I have figured out for the most part. The Duke took the deal, the Dragon Forged. I still think he failed and just never went back to fight him again. odd stance. Mega Man, I forgot that that was the nickname that I chose. And then Savan, of course, we know defeated his dragon, became the Seneschal. This is just a wonderful game. Everything about it, I mean, when you start with the graphics are solid. The scale and scope of the game is just phenomenal. You fight all these giant beasts. You know, when you fight Grigori, it's my favorite boss fight of all time. It's just, everything about it's fantastic. The voice acting, again, the scale, and just the epicness of it. Such a powerful boss fight. Why are they all standing like that? The music is fantastic. My favorite soundtrack is when you're fighting Damon in Bitter Black Isle. Just a wonderful soundtrack and a wonderful fight. I mean, most of the fights in the game are great, but the two big boss fights are the best. The story is really solid, though I don't think it's presented in the best way possible. Because I know I didn't connect the dots, so I played through the game twice. And which is why I also recommend people play through it twice. I have very few complaints with the game overall. I think some of the quest design is a little obtuse, and the escort missions being kind of timed is a little silly. And while the Badges of Vows did slow down the Let's Play quite a bit, I don't mind those. Each one's kind of its own puzzle, and it's not... each one felt different enough to where it didn't really wear on me. But having, tens of episodes dedicated to hunting down those badges did really slow down the Let's Play. And there's a couple instances that really slow down the game, like trying to track down Death and finish him off. Which isn't so bad if you do it as you run across him initially. But then it resets after you defeat Damon, and then, yeah, the whole process starts again. So you have to be careful with that. Overall, it's a fantastic game. I'm glad I replayed it. This is technically my 4th time beating it. First time as a Mystic Knight, which is a fantastic class. Really enjoyed it. I'm sure there's more I want to say about the game that I'm not remembering. Hey, Langdon. But yeah. Really enjoyed my time with it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Let's Play. Thank you for joining me on yet another adventure. Hope to see you guys in the next one.